Pankaj ji, welcome to Dialogue at Nation Next. Last month you said that you had kept your resignation ready in your chopper. Now this seems business as usual for you. Like as a cabinet minister, you are performing well in the house as well. So have you torn that particular resignation, or is it still kept there?
See, it was not for you. It was not for anyone. It was for people who were asking my resignation for particular that event which was happening where I was giving this speech. So I said, I don't. Every time, whatever I do, you keep asking me resignation. It has to be something relevant.
You said that there were certain opponents of yours who were targeting you because they wanted to end your political career. By any chance, were you referring to your opponents within the party, or
No, not at all.
even yesterday? Actually, BJP MLA just raised a question about the infants' deaths in Maharashtra. That's a very relevant question. It should be asked definitely in the assembly. But do you see some kind of opposition within the party with that reference?
It has nothing to do with opposition. Every MLA who comes here is a legislative assembly member, and he has right to ask questions. Once we enter the assembly hall, we are not any party. So I am a minister, and he should be asking me questions. If he has any questions, it is most welcome. So there was not only BJP MLAs, there were all MLAs asking questions, and I was rather happy the question was so positively motivated that they all were very concerned about the malnutrition and also the infant mortality rate. So it was about infant mortality and child mortality. Generally, infant and child mortality is handled by health department, but malnutrition handled by me. So first time in the history of Maharashtra, Honorable Chief Minister of Maharashtra has formed a task force for 3 departments, that's health, women and child welfare, and tribal department. So we were quite elaborative of the answer, and it was very good and it was quite informative for the whole assembly. So it was very well received and very well discussed questions. So I welcome all assembly members who are my party or not my party to ask such questions which will lead to some social cause.
But do you see there is a conversation going on in political circles that there seems to be some kind of conspiracy theory against you, because first
I don't know, I have not heard this discussion.
Allegations of corruptions were leveled against you. Then there was this Bhagwan.
That is opposition who is raising these questions, and I'm answering quite well with all the records and all the proofs. So it is good. It is kind of training me to face any problem. So of course it happens in political or any scenario.
But has it got to do something with lack of political alertness? Because your body language comes across as a young professional.
Mm-hmm. So I am a young politician.
Definitely. But then do you see that that typical alertness of a politician is needed?
No, not at all. I think it should be welcomed that person comes out naturally. What I am, I should be that only. I should not be portraying something else. And I am representing youth of Maharashtra, which is well received. And whatever I am doing is not something out of the box or something. There are other assembly members or other people who are very much like me.
Would you agree that
we are 70% of us are youth, so we are all like, I don't feel they are something different than me.
But would you agree that you are not a typical politician, and that goes
well
down
with you? What do you mean by
that?
I don't understand.
I mean, that stiffness, you have that, that gentleness in your personality, that stiffness is not there. So, I mean, it's a positive thing only.
Maybe you have that description of politician. I have seen politicians like Gopinath Munde closely. He was not stiff. And when you are dealing with masses, when you are dealing with poor, deprived, rural people, you have to be more accommodating and you have to be more casual in attitude. So, people feel when they come to your office, they should not feel they are talking to some rock. They should feel they are talking to a human being, and they are well received, and their problems are going to be solved, at least heard. So I think that should be the way, and I don't think politicians are stiff. Most of them are like this only. They're quite accommodating, quite casual, and quite interactive. That should be the way.
It is perceived that you are at crosses with the CM because of diversity.
Not at all. I always denied it on the media front, on any front, and we never had any crosses. He's my senior leader. He's always been my tutor. He's always been my teacher. He's always been a very good elderly friend to me, and we have very good bond. And there is nothing like that. This has always been a perception or media and some story. It is not at all true.
Just 2 years back, you were perceived to be the chief ministerial candidate, and now I think you find yourself into some kind of political complications. So, do you have any strategy to?
I
deal
don't
with
have
this?
political complications. Your questions are framed so badly that there is no information. Nothing is going. It's only about this is perceived, that is perceived. I don't know who's perceiving this. There is nothing like that. I am a very junior leader right now. I am in a core committee. There are 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe 10 people more elderly than me, more experienced than me, and I very, very well know where I stand in politics. I never ever said that I want to be something. When asked by media that if you are given a chance, what would you do? So as a confident person, I should say whatever my party says, I will do it. That was the only answer I gave. So it was all. That's a very wrong and old story. So this is not perceived or anything. It is over. It is maybe just was a news thing.
It is discussed that you have a very positive aura in terms of when it comes to your polity in your electorate and all that. But when it comes to typical political milieu, there is some kind of problems that people want to create. Don't you think so?
See, any field, you are in media. If your channel is not doing well, you want to do well and better than other channel. So there is always a positive competition, and there can be negative competition also. So why only politics? Any field has this kind of competition, has these kind of tactics. So I don't think there is something abnormal happening in any of either of our cases.
Actually, BJP did quite well. So far, it has done quite well in local elections, local body elections. But in your constituency, the party lost. So, do you find yourself to be politically vulnerable because of that?
No, it's not me. It's maybe voters are vulnerable at times. Voters are decision makers, and we should respect their decision. If they are not happy with the leader, they should be accepting it. I have won 5 elections in a row. I have won my Vidhan Sabha, I won the Lok Sabha, I won my sugar factory, my bank, my other elections. So I have not seen defeat till today. This was my first defeat. So I always take my defeats as my guiding forces. So I will learn from this defeat. And this was not in my. Anyways, the governing body was not with us. It was always with NCP. So they were anyways ruling there. So making them lose and getting a new electoral body get elected was little tough for me. Election was not easy. I never assumed that I'll win, but yeah, of course it is a learning experience for me.
Your dad, late Shri Munde ji, and your uncle, late Shri Pramod Mahajan ji, they were very stalwart leaders. But they also just had their share of political lows at times. So, do you take any cue from their experiences?
Of course, I learned from them. They also had their defeats. They also had their victories. So when I saw, I first time in my life I experienced defeat. I thought how they would deal with this, and I have seen them dealing with this very elegantly. I first went to the media and accepted that I accept this defeat with whatever it is, and I accept public poll, and I learned this from them only. So rather than beating around the bush or putting it on someone, you better accept it and go ahead and learn from it. That's it.
If at all they were here now, so what kind of advice, what kind of political advice do you think that they would have given you?
I think I have always been brought up in a very free environment where we were allowed to think. So my father never advised us. He always told us options. This is A, B, C, whichever you want to choose, you choose. And I'm very sure when he's advising me, A, B, C, all will be good for me. So he wouldn't give me any wrong direction. So I have been trained like that. So I don't think if they were there, they would give me any advice. Even if they're not there, I am taking advice from them only because whatever they taught me all this while. So yeah, if they were there, I would not be feeling lonely at times. If you have someone to go back home who's elderly, who's there to support you when you are going through struggles and all. So of course that I miss, but otherwise I don't think they would have advised me to do this, that. So whatever they asked me to do or they wanted me to do, I'm doing, and I'm sure.
Do you think that your entry into politics got advanced because of this tragic incident of demise of your dad? So But now do you find yourself
Because there was a
comfortable?
huge space created because Munda Sahab was not there. So I decided to accommodate that. Party decided to put me there. I could not accommodate the whole space because it was huge, but I tried to substitute a little bit of it. So I feel if he was there, I would have not grown this big because, of course, he was there. So I feel it was more than expected.
So far as your rapport with your cousin Dhananjay Munde ji is concerned, how is the personal rapport with him? And he's your political opponent.
I don't think I have to tell this to the world.
Thank you. Thanks, Etan.
Thank you so much.